So I don't know if you guys saw, I think I put this out this morning. I don't think I've even tweeted it out yet. But DeAndre Hopkins, we talked about him being a potential target for the Patriots because, people really still want them to go after a big name receiver to fill in that wide receiver one role that the Patriots have had void for quite some time. But once they had the Bill O'Brien hire, I think a lot of us kind of fell off of that and were not so sure it would happen again because we know their history. They allegedly did not get along very well in at least the later half of Hopkins' time in Houston. And we know that Bill O'Brien basically traded Hopkins for nothing when he traded him to the Cardinals. So it seemed like that was off the table and definitely a name that we should move on from. But Ian Rapoport spoke with Phil Perry of NBC Sports Boston. It seems like it was over the weekend or last week at some point because it looked like it was filmed during the Super Bowl Radio Row press stuff. But I don't think that they put it out until this week. But so he was asked about that and if the Patriots would ever be able to pull that off. And if he felt, or Ian Rapoport was asked if he felt like this was something that could still happen because of Bill O'Brien. And he said, quote, "I don't care about any of that. Bill O'Brien is edgy with everyone, but he's also a professional and he doesn't call the shots. So could they coexist? I don't see why not. Bill O'Brien, just like Bill Belichick, really likes good players. I think DeAndre Hopkins likes really good teams. I could see that working if that is a situation they decide to get into." So we know that Hopkins has a no trade clause, but he's in a similar situation as he was when he was traded from the Texans. He still has 2 years left. 2023 and 2024 on his contract, but he's already earned all of his guaranteed money. And he's probably going to want to go somewhere to either get an extension or a playoff caliber team. Because we know that the Cardinals are in a weird situation right now where Kyler got injured. He tore his ACL against the Patriots in November. So he's going to be out, I would assume, for quite a bit of the 2023 season. And they just brought in a new head coach. They have a new GM. They've already talked about discussing the future of Hopkins with Hopkins. It seems like he's on the trade market anywhere, on the cutting, whatever, you know what I mean. So it already seems like that's in place. It's just going to be a matter of who gives them the best offer and if Hopkins is good with going to that team. We know that Belichick is a big fan of Hopkins. We all saw that video of the pregame interaction between the two of them, and they told each other they loved each other and how much they admired each other's work. So it's doesn't seem like it's off the table in that regard, but it definitely is something to watch for because, he was only traded, wasn't it in 2020? So it's not like it's been that long, but I would like to believe that he wouldn't be completely against working with Bill O'Brien again. But, if we don't get him, it is what it is. I did write about Hopkins and if he could be traded to the Patriots. So if you need some information in that regard, he is 30 right now. He is signed through 2024, as I said last year, because a lot of people think that because he's 30 that he's still not as productive, but he definitely is. He missed 6 games because he was suspended, but even though he missed those 6 games, he played in 9 and he was still near the top of the league for his stats. He had 64 receptions for 717 yards, 3 touchdowns, and cap space. So for 2023, his base salary is $19.45 million with a cap hit of $30.75 million. So definitely a steep amount, but I think obviously the Patriots would figure it out. They would either stretch it out with an extension or something. They would figure that out. And the Cardinals do have to take on some dead cap if they do decide to trade him. It would be $11.3 million this year and next year, but it opens up $19.45 million for them in cap space, which they're going to need it because they're definitely going through a rebuild right now. I know that some people are saying it's a retool, but I mean, there's rumors that they might even move on from Kyler Murray. I mean, the head coach, who knows? There's a new head coach, there's a new GM. They might not be on board with working with Kyler. It took them quite a bit to find a head coach, and we don't know if that has anything to do with Kyler being their quarterback or if it's just they didn't interview the right candidates. I don't know. But, for how young Kyler is and how young he is in his career, we haven't heard a whole lot of great stuff about him. So I don't know. We shall see. It seems like Hopkins is definitely on the move. So we'll have to pay attention to that. Obviously, if we find out that the Patriots did make an offer and he declined it, then I think that we have our answer about how he feels about working with Bill O'Brien again.